Evening all, hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. Fishing seemed quite hard this weekend for everyone. High pressures all of a sudden, a lot of rain just before the weekend messed it up for everyone, I think a little bit. Still some fish to be caught. As I mentioned last week, not actually had any matches, but I've had 4 days on the bank in various different things, so there's still a few little things to learn, so we'll just have a quick talk through it. I'm not going to bore you too much with it. And just a quick run through what we're up to this weekend and the next few weeks. Right, so Thursday I was out filming with John Arthur for Matrix. Using the new rods. I'm sure you've all seen those released now. I have to say they are incredible, the best rods I've ever used. And I've used a lot of different ones over the years. If anyone uses the current Horizon carps, I know a few people have messaged me saying they're a bit soft. These are a completely different beast. A lot more powerful, but still lovely fish bone action. They are superb. I'll do a separate video at some stage because a few people have asked me about them. Just running through what I'd use each one for. Yeah, we were out doing some feeder fishing. We went to Horseshoe Lake at Floatfish Farm. I've not actually fished that lake before. Sat on peg 2. It's quite a wide lake, about 40 metres wide. We were just chucking a feeder across. We were also doing the new, you'll now see they've been released this week, the new pellet feeders. Yeah, really interesting day if I'm honest. Lots of bites, lots of carp. Just chucking across, but what was really the thing I learned most from the day was changing feeder sizes and even types of feeder. We were doing the pellet feeder. The larger ones were better early on, and then changing to a smaller one, and then changing from that to a big one of the open alloy methods we do with a lot of bait on it when bites went quiet, just to bring them back. It's just about ringing the changes. I know it's all been pole tips videos, but I will start getting some running line ones done. So I'll cover that a bit more, and obviously watch out for the video we did. But yeah, really interesting stuff I already knew, but it's just a nice reminder. Not done at a full day on a feeder for a long while, so that was nice. Friday I was out with, again you might have seen the video, product testing day with Matrix, all the consultants up at Barston. Really nice just to see everyone, have a chat. It was a good laugh, everyone's had a good catch up with each other. Probably not done quite as much fishing as you would imagine. Been a lot of talking and looking at different bits of kit. Obviously can't really go into them. But yeah, didn't fish great really. I think out of all the consultants there were only 14 carp caught, and then an odd F1 and some skimmers. I was probably the lucky one. I had 8 of the carp, so I've had a nice day just fishing the bomb and testing some different bits out. Not massive fishing by Barston standards. I had one like 17 pound, but all the others were quite small, like 5 or 6 pound. But still really nice day out. Weather was lovely as well, which always helps. Saturday I was coaching at Decoy with Marcus. Had a really nice day, to be honest. We wanted to do a bit of short fishing, a bit of shallow fishing with casters. You really wanted to look at edge fishing. We've sat on a screamer in all honesty, loose 6, peg I've never drawn, I'd love to. It's one of the best pegs on the complex, noted peg. And yeah, really interesting day. Fishing in the edge, micros and dead maggots, which is the way to go at Decoy. There were carp coming in all day, but it was really weird. They were coming in with the maggots and micros, but you got perched out even though you could see carp there. So catmeat was actually better, fishing over catmeat over them early on. And it was just about, as I've shown in the video, just feeding further out and letting them blow the bait up, and it was amazing how many come in even though you weren't feeding in the shallower water. And as the day got on, more and more started to come in. We've actually had to move tight to the bank. It was only sort of 10 inches. And then maggots on the hook were far better when they were coming in gorging on it. So that was really interesting. And the last hour, Marcus was catching loads, and we'd gone for everything and just left him sort of to it. Got some of his casters and threw them down the other edge where there's some reeds hanging out. And it was amazing how many carp came in on that. And he's actually caught shallow down there, and it was literally a carp every put in. It was, I've never seen fishing like it. So that was really interesting, something worth bearing in mind. Like I've said to you on the caster videos and everything, shallow down the edge can be amazing. Don't write it off. Don't just think that shallows are out in the lake. Try and get them stuck on the reeds and everything. So that was quite interesting. And Sunday I was back at Floatfish. I was on Horseshoe again, coaching. Completely different day to the Thursday. It was really hard. The thing I learned most from that, we were doing some shallow fishing, like 13 metres, slapping pellets. And we caught a very odd one feeding pellets and slapping in it and everything. And what I actually taught him, he didn't believe you'd be able to catch doing it, was we just cut out the feed completely and just slapped. And it was amazing how many more bites you got without feeding. It was as though they were staying away from the feed, but if you just kept slapping, you'd trick them with it. And it's not something I do a huge amount of, but really opened my eyes to it. I know some people do really well with it. I always like to feed, but I think there are times when just slapping will be more effective. Definitely something I'm going to look into more. And we did catch, it's amazing, caught like 6 inches deep doing it, and they were big carp as well. You couldn't see them, but as soon as you slapped, there was indications. So, but if you fed, you didn't get the indications. So that was really interesting. So a lot learned from it, even though it's, like I say, I've not been fishing myself. There's always something to learn. Just having a walk around the lake and watching other people, even if you can't get out, just have an hour's jolly. So that was worth doing. This weekend we have got a match again, thankfully. We did miss it last week, I'll be quite honest. I don't want to be doing coaching both days every weekend, but I'm just trying to push it a little bit at the moment. So this Saturday we're at Rookery. To be honest, it's just a go-to for me. It's 25 minutes from home. You're getting 50 plus anglers in the open every week. It's good money and it's really good standard of anglers. And I've actually got a 3-day festival there in a couple of weeks' time. It always used to be the 2-day winners final for anyone that had won over the year, for £1,000 or £1,500, something like that. And I've been lucky enough to win it before. But there was so much interest, they were putting more spaces in it last year, and it meant that you weren't on a rotation. There were 3 lakes in on the 2 days, and it was an open draw, and a lot of people complained because in years gone by you have to draw on Magpie, the non-snake lake, because the weights have just been ridiculous. So with the standard of anglers, it is generally going to go down to weight. There will be a few with 2 points, and if you didn't draw on there, you weren't going to frame. So this year they've opened it up to everyone. It's sold out, and that's now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 1 day on each lake. So that will be awesome because it is one of the best venues you'll ever visit. Sunday I'm out coaching, going to Hallcroft on Sunday. Not been there this year. Just doing a bit of all sorts of pole fishing. Coming up, like I say, I've got the Rookery one, so I'll be there again next weekend for practice in between coaching, and then the following week is the thing. Then I've got a week where I'm going to try and get to Decoy a couple of times, and then we have the Big Money Decoy Festival. It's really big money. There's 90 anglers on it. It's been pegged really well, so you're going to have loads of. There's only this rotation again, 3 rotations. 2 lakes in each rotation with 15 on each lake. So anyone that's been to Decoy, it should be absolutely ridiculous. Still a venue with very fond memories for me. It's where people that don't know, I was more of a river and drain angler. Did a bit of commercials as well. fished for the England youth team, did all that sort of stuff. And then when I was 20, I've actually packed up fishing, decided to, as a lot of people do, drink, and women and everything came in, and I wasn't putting the time and effort that I wanted to at the level I was doing it, so I stopped. And then I had a few years off, and I got back into it about 7 years ago, and I've concentrated on commercials since then. And decoy was where I learned to fish commercials. So really fond memories out there. I used to fish there 3 times a week, used to win a lot of money there. Don't go there as much now. It's still an amazing venue, just doesn't, people from this area now go to float fish and rookery, I'm afraid. It's just how it is. Times change and what people want from it change. But yeah, that will be an awesome 3 days. That's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the Thursday and Friday that week is a 2-day festival at Floatfish. So that is going to be a very busy, very tiring week. There will be a lot of videos to do for you after that week. I'll do one, I'll try and get one done each night. And I've got one of my friends will be here every night for a bit of tea before he goes home. And just a rundown, Russ Grimes. A lot of people will know him, very good angler. So I'll try and get him to get in on it as well. And my wife's actually fishing the decoy one, so we'll get her involved. There might be a couple of siders flowing by that stage, but yeah, get you a bit of a rundown. I will say, just a few people have said to me as well, am I not doing big qualifiers and all those sort of things this year? No, I'm not. I've lost half the summer like all of us have with lockdown, and I just wanted to stay local. I've got so much good fishing local, and so float fish and rookery, we've got 50 anglers every week, so I'd rather just enjoy that. The commercial champs was cancelled due to lockdown, so I haven't ended up doing that. I was doing the UK champs, but it all got rescheduled, and one round clashes with the decoy festival, and I was like umming and ahhing what to do. And then the last round actually falls on my wife's birthday, which was the clinch for me, so I've not done it in the end. It was something I was really looking forward to, because I've not actually done that one before. But my wife puts up with a lot, as I'm sure like anyone that fishes at a high level will tell you. It's the most selfish sport in the world. I spend a lot of evenings sorting through kit, and I'm out all weekend, every weekend, so her birthday is one day I'm not missing, so because she puts up with everything for me, so that's not very fair, so I haven't done that. Next year, commercial champs will be back on. UK champs will hopefully get a place in that. There'll be lots more qualifiers, so this year, I know with the videos it does seem like I'm fishing the same 3 or 4 venues. There's still so much to learn from all, because they're very varied. I can do every sort of commercial fishing imaginable on those three local venues: Floatfish, decoy, thingy, and rookery. So there's still lots for us to cover, but I just wanted to explain that there will be so many more qualifiers next year, and I'll be here, there and everywhere, so there'll be loads and loads to report on with that. Again, coaching really taken off. If anyone is interested, I've not got a website done yet. It is on my to-do list, but yeah, just drop me a message on Facebook for now until everything's sorted out. And if you want to discuss something or you're interested in it, we can talk through what you can do. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm actually going to get some tips videos and stuff done now. There are a lot of people have been asking me about cat meat this week, so I'm going to do a video on cat meat fishing. I can finally reveal what hooks I'm using, the new Matrix ones. I wanted to do a video about hook lengths, so I'm going to still get that done, but I can include the hooks and show you what lengths of each tie up, because it is something that gets asked about a lot on coaching. It's a really interesting thing, and everyone just falls into a trap of tying all their hook lengths at 4 or 6 inches, and it's not right. I want to explain why I'd use each one. That'll probably go up Friday. I'm going to do the cat meat one now, so that'll be going up straight behind this. As always, thanks very much for watching. There seems to be loads of interest to keep meeting people on the bank, so that keep coming up to me and enjoying the videos, so thanks very much. If you have got any questions, as always, just drop a message on here. And if you've got anything you want covering, again, drop it on here. I know someone's asked for paste. not something I do a huge amount of, but I know enough about it to be able to get a video done, so I will get that done. That could be next week. And like I say, I do want to start covering some modern line fishing because it's all been pole fishing, so there'll be some feeder in and some balm and wagler and all that sort of stuff. So plenty to look out for in the next few weeks. But as always, thanks for watching.